Something broke the boss, I flipped the script. Super Trucker Podcast got me fully equipped. Left the noise behind, now I'm stacking green. Voyager Nation made me live the dream.
Broker do not use list for owner operators. How important is it, and why it shouldn't be that long?
Well, it is obviously very important. I think as a carrier, we had our broker do not use list since the beginning of time. We were very painful first entry there.
Right.
Now that I'm already talking about it, like you have to have it if you are a solo owner operator, like one-man army type of trucking company.
Right.
It will be a little slightly difficult to do, because if you're gonna put everybody on DNU list every time somebody fucks up, that list can get very big very quickly, and then who are you gonna work with? And if you're gonna learn by your own mistakes only, it's also gonna be very painful, because you're gonna allow every piece of shit couple of opportunities.
So to be costly. So yeah. So remember, guys, this list is actually made to help you and not hurt you.
Yes.
But you can go the other way really fast when you're just in that mood, feeling some kind of way, and adding another name is so easy, but you got some missed opportunities. So again, this list is the list that you should create is made to help you. And now you really have to ask yourself, what kind of behavior, whether you're a small one-man army to 10 trucks to 30 trucks to 60 trucks, what are the behaviors of brokers that allow them to make it onto this list?
To everyone its own. So for example, here at Voyager, every dispatcher gets a list, which is being updated on a regular basis. But everybody gets a list. That's your DNU list.
Right.
And then you'll have people start adding to it. But that's not an official Voyager's list.
That's their personal list.
That's their personal list. And then we kind of share the information among each other. And we create some sort of a third list of like everybody's feelings list. And that list can be very, very long and very, very frustrating. And then sometimes I would have like a dispatcher come up to me and ask like, hey Mike, why we can't use this broker? I check on my list and I'm like, that broker is not even on the list.
Yeah, so what version of the list is this guy looking at? That's the biggest fucking problem.
Looking at the latest and greatest Voyager's DNU 2.25 list.
Here we go. So yeah, it should. I agree. I think that list has to be scrubbed every so often, because we are in the people business.
Yeah. So let's just talk about the specific
behaviors
that will get you on that list. Just like the carriers get put on the DNU list for, let's say, hosting the broker. Not showing up at the pickup without cancellation or without proper, time limit, before the load needs to be picked up.
Right.
So the same thing happens here at Voyager. So for example, number one, like the worst of the worst thing, any broker ever threatening with freight guard, reporting to freight guard, or even mentioning freight guard goes straight onto DNU list for life.
And like, guys, like the reason for that is because that is not a way to handle business.
Yes, this is not our way of saying, oh, if you report us, well, fuck you. No, this is not what it is about. We are about good quality business. And everybody who is in this business for good reasons knows that freight guard is not fair. There are plenty of brokerage companies out there that allow every idiot we hire full access to freight guard.
Yeah.
With ability to report all kinds of nonsense there. And the same way, sometimes our dispatchers create their own DNU list, which is not an official list. Imagine if we had the same system for trucking. And now our dispatchers who gets in their feelings starts reporting everybody there left and right.
Yeah, that's
it's gonna be problematic. So in my book, realistically speaking, we had one or two legit reports against us. Like, have to admit it.
Yeah.
There was like a really like unprofessional dispatcher working for a company for a little bit.
And we could have done better.
Yes,
period.
that would book the load, never cancel, and would never show up.
Just, yeah, man.
So we obviously got a couple of freight guard reports. That was like way back in the day. And after the internal investigation, we had to let the guy go because that's just not the way we do business. But at the same way, we expect the brokers to act the same way. So, for example, if the broker, if we messed something up really, really bad, and the broker or the customer tries to come back at us and tries to solve the problem, and we just tell them to pounce on it,
Yeah.
and then we report us to Freight Guard, I say, you know what, sucks, but it's fair.
Yeah.
But outside of these, like, I think maybe 2 reports, everything else was just exaggerated, either rip-off or some sort of like psychological breakdown issue. It was not deserved, 100%. We had a Freight Guard report on us for a driver not showing up at the pickup, that we informed the broker about it before the actual time of the pickup, a little late, but still, who was killed in the accident.
Yeah.
And when we told the broker, like, listen, bro, I don't know what happens. The driver is not answering the phone. We know there is an accident in that on that highway that's fatal.
Yeah.
Looks like our guy is stuck there. We didn't know at the time, and we got reported to Freight Guard for it. So that's just bullshit. And because most brokers will misuse the Freight Guard, that's our only option to deal with that. So any broker ever reporting, or again, reasonably reporting, or unreasonably reporting, I mean, or threatening, because a lot of brokers use the Freight Guard to force you to take a load that you don't want to take. Especially if we sense inexperienced dispatcher, and we have this nasty culture inside their company.
Yeah,
we will use that.
Yeah, because I experienced that one too, and our phone calls are recorded, obviously. And then what happened was we never even signed the raycon, and she assumed that we were going to do this load and whatnot. Communication could have been a little bit better, but it was still there. It was still there. And her biggest suggestion, so I don't get a freight guard, was she's going to find a different carrier, and I pay the difference of what she was willing to pay us and what the new carrier wants to deliver the load. Like, go bounce. And so
here we go. Even though, like, I hear a lot of that, like, that's a first line of excuse, like that the broker didn't have the signed rate confirmation, because I know a lot of people that actually also weaponize it against the broker.
Because that's the name of this game, man.
We're gonna use it, so that's just like, even though it's, let's say, even if it's truthful at the moment, to the broker it sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't know. You have to pick your poison. So our poison is this: we don't mess around with Freight Guard. Any broker ever threatening us with Freight Guard before addressing the issue with us directly is absolutely gonna end on this DNU list for life.
All right. So the bigger question: can a broker ever come off of this list? And what does that process look like?
So some can, others cannot. For example, if your ass is on that list for a Freight Guard, no, that's it. It's permanent. Yes.
Yep.
Because again, and I get it, some brokers may only also made a mistake. We hired this one guy that over-exaggerated it and took it to a wrong place, and maybe we worked things out, because a couple of times we've been reported. Then we dealt directly with a broker. We got that removed by the broker.
Yeah.
And then we put their ass on DNU list for life. Because, okay, problem solved. You didn't like working with us, obviously. Neither did we. Bye.
Yeah.
For other issues, yes, you can get back on the business end of things with us. For example, you didn't pay lumper or detention, and one day we catch you with your pants down in a bad market for you. Can we still do a load for you? Yeah, as soon as you pay that amount of money that you owe us, plus the freight for a current load, we will be more than happy to put you back in the game.
Owner-operator partnership is very real. I got tons of guys who are making 4,000 take-home. Learn how you can do that by giving me a call at 863-342-5171. We are conveniently located in Lakeland, Florida. We are a Florida-based trucking company that is here to provide you resources to be successful. So once again, it's 863-342-5171. Having an overly long list is actually going to affect you. So in what ways, there's a lot of opportunity that you're going to be able to miss if this list is way too long. And like you said, because we're in the people business, the bigger you are, the more attention you should be paying to the do not use list and scrubbing it, because like you said, emotionals are high and people are making the list. And
yeah, so at the end of the day, like for the people that are working for companies, you have to have a very serious process of that.
Yeah.
Because if not, you become that nasty broker.
It's almost like they should have a gatekeeper for it, right?
Yes.
Like one person.
Because if you allow everybody to do it, you're going to have a shit show in-house. So that's not going to help you. If you're a one-man army, it's a little bit easier, but then it's only going to work if you keep a track of it in the same place and you keep on recording it. So now, because I had let's say a couple of times that list was kind of misplaced or lost. Let's say computer burned out and, it was saved on that computer and the other copy that we have is way older copy.
Yeah.
So a few times we had to recover it, and sometimes we kind of had to memorize things. And I remember at least like once when we were recovering it, we were unable to recover all the reasons why.
And
now it becomes kind of problematic, and that probably ended with putting some brokers back in the game.
That should have never been.
That shouldn't be there, but until the first time, and then we're gonna be back on the list again.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time at that point.
Yes,
just
to tell you, like for the size of Voyager, our DNU list is probably I would say less than 30 entries.
On the original version.
Yes.
Before. So here we go. So because at the end of it too, man, you step into anywhere, having an overly long list can also be a gut check to
cripple your business.
And also poor management. Yeah. Maybe people are making stupid ass decisions and just.
Yes, because you also have to admit, I've been in a situation like this before where we about to put the broker on DNU list, and it's emotional to me too because it's us against them. But I have to, if I put all the feelings aside, and I have to be bigger than that, I have to be able to do it. No matter how much I hate it, sometimes I have to say, look, this seems like I have a lot to do with that too.
Yeah, so it's like the integrity of getting on that list has to be consistent and
yes, because
preserved.
At any point you're gonna start putting, people on DNU list for just your feelings. If you're serious about business, it will hurt you more than them.
Yeah, because I think that kind of leads to the next segment of this whole thing. It's building and working out that strong relationship with the broker, like solving problems type shit. That doesn't mean we get free shit or they get free shit. It means solving problems is easier and it's business efficient rather than just adding people to list. They add us, we add them.
Absolutely, 100%. Just like the way I appreciate every broker when we run into the problem with us. I can't be controlling every dispatcher or every owner operator. Things are gonna happen. There are gonna be people that are gonna act like less than professional out there. Even our guys. And sometimes you have to weigh that and you gotta be fair.
And because there have been issues that we've gone through, problems got resolved, and in all of that, to my surprise, where I'm like, man, after everything transpired, it would be so easy for that broker to put us on the do not use list, and it wasn't that. And once, so the guy on the broker guy, the original issue, it got escalated from him, and once a manager got involved, problem got resolved, everything was de-escalated, and we didn't make their do not use list. Because even though tensions were so high and everything, at the end of the day, he's like, all right, problem solved.
And if we're talking about the same issue, that was $14,000 issue on one single load. And man, if I was that broker, Voyager would be on my DNU list.
14,000 times. Like,
but it wasn't really our fault. The first line of broker's defense was way less than professional.
yes, that's
And
for sure.
that's what got them into the trouble. And even when I was talking to a big shot out there, and he's like, "Come on, man, let's just solve it." And I'm like, "Cool, I'm down for solving problems, but at this point, this is what I need for things to work out because I have a lot of losses here, and there is no other way." And he's telling me like, "Come on, man, we don't have to like." Just be reasonable with me. I'm like, cool, because he's like, we can do a lot of business together in the future. And I'm like, look, man, no matter how professional you are with me, all the people before you that I dealt with, I know you just have to close this problem and move on with your life, with your business. But soon as this is over, you putting our ass on DNU list no matter what. So how about let's just make it fair?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, that's not going to happen. You know, I'm like, cool, no problem, but I'm just telling you that you're putting our ass on the DNU list. And man, when the problem was solved, we paid everything the guy promised, and we didn't land on their DNU list. Fucking fact, man.
yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. We haven't took a load. It's just like, so there you go. Like,
but again, it was not malicious on our end. We started that malicious journey. And then at the end of the day, we were trying to be fair to the best of our ability. But I'm not going to lie, I was pushing the buttons too. So.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, too, the other problem to this is that, okay, we were able to reach a reasonable person, right? And
Yes.
he's a key player in the organization. Like you said, he's a top dog. So he's not the guy we get every load. He's not the guy we get every day.
Yes.
And then that's the problem. So, like, it's not that we don't want to hold up our side of the bargain and never book. Like, the reason it's hard to go back and book with these guys is because we're not getting that version of the business every time.
Yeah, but we've done some work with them. We've done some work with them, no problem. We just don't have as good of a relationship with them as we developed with the guy during the issue. So and there is a reason why he's a top dog.
Yeah.
Because he dealt with everything very, very professionally. I wouldn't say that about all his minions.
Yeah.
But the dude was on point. Yeah.
Wonder if he'll come on the podcast and talk about it or charge us for it.
And with today's rates, he would probably put us on the DNU list today. With that amount of money.
Right. All right. So, can reputation and professionalism in the industry make do not use list almost unnecessary? I don't know.
What do you mean?
So they're basically, can you just, if everybody operated with professionalism and all of that, can this actually be eliminated? Does this list have to exist?
It's the same thing as socialism can work.
Yeah, but
in the books,
theoretical. But you got people business, man. You got all shapes and sizes, ideas. Like,
it's always people. It's, for example, we do not work with TQL. Period. I can guarantee you there are some very cool people at TQL that I would love to do some business with, but because of a rotten culture inside, it's only gonna live as long as that gatekeeper can keep it alive.
Yeah, so we have a 9 o'clock live every morning, Monday to Friday, and today we just talked about that. And there's a gentleman who put in the comments, Brian, and he's like, "Dude, I'm new with my own authority. I have to." Yeah. He's like, he has to work with the TQ.
No, he had to.
Or had to, something. But here we go. Like, sometimes needs, necessities, things of that nature. Everything is situational. That's the crazy part. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
I agree. You have to, weigh the risk and the reward and make educated decisions. You just can't be delusional and, wishful. That's all.
Yeah.
So if, for example, if right now I have to work with TQL no matter what, this is what I would do. I would not deadhead more than 50 miles to pick up one of the reload. So I would be very, very selective what I'm booking.
Yeah.
If the TQL wasn't the way we are, I have no problem with deadhead. I talked about it multiple times on podcasts. Sometimes deadhead pays, and it's stupid to turn down the deadhead miles. But just because the reputation, I know that there is a pretty high chance of me going there or sending my owner operator there, who's gonna arrive at the shipper, and the shipper gonna tell him to pound sign because that load was already picked up by somebody else, by somebody that the same TQL booked it with because we did it for less, and TQL may not even pay me truck order not use, and none of that. And now it puts my business in jeopardy because now that owner operator thinks it's me.
Yeah, because risk has to be taken, right?
Yeah.
And so the reason we're saying that, or you're saying that, is because it's easier to manage with the owner operator a 50-mile deadhead perhaps
Yes.
than a 200-mile deadhead.
But if you, let's say, being totally reckless, then yeah, you're gonna book the first load with TQL that's 300 miles away. You're gonna send your owner operator there, and you're gonna learn what everybody else who's been in the industry for a long time learned long time ago.
Yeah, for sure.
And the cost of that is going to be huge. So you just have to weigh the risk and the cost.
Yeah, here you go. So that's what happens, guys. This do not use list on either party could be detrimental to business. It's when it becomes weaponized, and actually, everybody is losing at the end of the day.
Yeah, keep it short. Keep your feelings out of this. Keep it strictly professional, just like Home Depot's customer service. Yeah, you used it. Yeah, you were a dumbass that bought it. You knew it's not gonna work, but you can still return it, and we're gonna smile at you.
Yeah. Store credit or back on the card.
That to me, that's business going above and beyond. Because if I told you don't buy this because it's not gonna work, and you're buying it from me, and then you're bringing it back, telling me, yeah, Mike, it didn't work. It's a little broken now, but I want my money back. Man, I would be like, get the fuck out of here.
I know. But hey, man, I'm curious to understand. Like, probably do they just charge it back to the vendor?
Absolutely.
So they're just whatever.
Most likely, we're not idealists too, but from a customer perspective,
Feels good.
it feels good. So no problems. I would suggest just be mindful, so don't return shit that you bought, even when told don't buy it.
No, there you go. All right, guys, be safe, drive safe. Remember to check out the live every morning, Monday to Friday. Plenty of great content there for you to.
Yeah, where you can actually ask real owner-operator tracking-related questions and get real answers right there on the spot.
All right, till next time.
Take care, guys.
Operators looking for the best business owner opportunity, look no further. I got all the programs that are going to make you successful. Everything to operating from 2 different fuel cards, top of the line trailers with a maintenance program that is unbeatable, to plates, insurance, you name it, we got it. All you got to do is give us a call, 863-342-5171. Learn more and get started.